For the last couple of weeks, I've talked about Xbox and their first-party studios and how they've more than doubled the studios under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella. And of course, that's the most important aspect when it comes to Xbox, because as we saw during the Xbox 360 era and the beginning of this generation, Xbox didn't have the strongest first-party studios around. As a matter of fact, they had a very weak first party that didn't stand up to the competition one bit. But now Xbox has such a strong first party library that they're going to be able to drop multiple games on Xbox every single year. And while that's exactly what every single gamer wants to see, I still have one question that a lot of people haven't been talking about, and that's the second party deals that Phil Spencer and even Matt Booty have hinted at. Because I truly think that second party deals can be just as big a deal as having your own first party developers making games for you. And that's exactly what's hinted at by Matt Booty in this very recent article. So let's dive into these topics and discuss what exactly Xbox is trying to accomplish in the very near future for their next generation Xbox, which is Project Scarlett. But before we do that, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is what Matt Booty has said in a very detailed interview. He goes into Project Scarlett, XCloud, and of course the games that will power these awesome features. And of course he talks about the games because Matt Booty is the head of Xbox first party. This is a guy that keeps all the developers happy. They all report to him and he's able to manage all of them and then report back to Phil Spencer. But most of all, he's one of the very few people that is helping to shape Xbox's next generation. And that's exactly what he talks about here. This is what he had to say. That internal realization preludes a packed annual roadmap set to debut its vision for the next generation and expand the platform in new spaces. We're coming up on stretch here where we got Scarlett coming up or XCloud picking up momentum. We've got Game Pass continuing to pick up, so I think it's just right now the right time to make sure that we put a lot of our energy on delivering the games on production, making sure that all the studios are now often working on the next thing. I love the fact that he brings up so many things in a single statement, because as we see Xbox right now, there's so much potential for them to change the gaming industry far more than they already have. Of course, Game Pass has been one of the best things in gaming for a long time now, but you throw in Project Scarlett and XCloud and you can see that Xbox is really pushing gaming forward to frontiers we've never seen before. And while all of these features are vital to Xbox and its success, the most important part that powers all of these features are the games. And that's exactly what Matt Booty talks about here. He knows that the studios they brought into the Xbox family are important to their future. From this quote, it would seem that Microsoft is not lifting their foot off the gas when it comes to their first-party developers. They aren't giving those studios any excuse as to why their games won't be top-notch experiences. He says himself that they're making sure that all the studios are now often working on the next thing. That means giving them money to hire new talent so they can grow their studio. It means not focusing on just one game. Instead, it's about building from the inside and trusting the leadership within each studio. It's a very different Xbox than what we've seen before, because history will show us that Xbox has been a very good publisher when it comes to second-party deals with other developers. You know, paying other people and other creators to create games for just the Xbox platform, even if they're not part of your first-party studios. And that's where I move on to my next topic and my next quote from Matt Booty. Here's what he has to say about second-party deals. There's notable diversity across Xbox Game Studios in XO19, extending to the growth of its publishing efforts, where Booty also expects to make strides over the year to come. I think all of the studios have got things teed up. We have got multiple unannounced projects that we haven't even talked about yet going on, particularly with our publishing team. Each Xbox Studio subsidiary has roadmaps tailored to their heritage, promising strong output as Project Scarlett looms. We've got Halo that is deep in production to launch a new Halo with Scarlett's launch. We've got all of our studios working on what their next thing is. I think we're going to see more news before the end of the year with some stuff we haven't talked about. Now, this to me is the biggest piece of news from this article, and maybe one of the biggest pieces of news we've had come from Xbox in a little while, because it talks about how Xbox hasn't even shown everything they have in development. We already know that there's certain games that will be shown later this year and at the beginning of next year, but what grabs my attention the most is when Matt Booty talks about the publishing team. Those are the people that help sign deals with other developers outside of the Xbox first-party studios. It's the second-party deals that could be made, and Xbox in its history has never been shy about signing other developers to make a game for their platform. It's where Gears of War came from, it's where Crackdown 3 and Sunset Overdrive came from, and it's where Rise, Son of Rome, one of my favorite games of this generation, came from. And if you look at Sony, it's where Spider-Man and Bloodborne came from. All of these games had their ups and downs, but at the end of the day, they were huge games that a lot of people loved. And like Spider-Man and Insomniac, it could turn into a great relationship that both companies can form a partnership and maybe come together. Same with Gears of War. Xbox decided to buy the IP from Epic and then develop a whole new huge studio to make games for the Gears franchise. To me, second-party deals are a vital part of gaming. So I'm happy to hear that Xbox is keeping these games under wraps and aren't announcing them until they are confident the game is close to release. But it still makes me wonder what exactly is being made by these unannounced studios. Because for over 2 years now, we've heard Phil Spencer talk about having games in development that they haven't even talked about, games they signed deals on. And now we have Matt Booty talking about the publishing team having something in the works they haven't even talked about. It all points to something I think could be pretty big, which makes me excited for the future of Xbox even more. Because while they have all of these first-party studios with multiple games in the works, they still can go out and sign a check for a second-party developer to make something huge for them. And that's what makes the future of Xbox that much more exciting. It seems that they'll always provide us with entertaining gaming experiences, and it lays to rest the sad notion that Xbox has no games, because clearly they've shut the critics up about that. But enough about what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about this. What second-party developer do you think Xbox has signed? What type of game do you want to see from the developers? Do you think Xbox has learned from their past mistakes about second-party deals? Can a deal like this lead to another studio joining the Xbox first-party gaming studios? Are you more excited for the second-party deals that haven't been announced yet, or do you want to see what the first party has in store for us? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. And also follow me on Mixer. I recently started streaming on Mixer because I find the community much more engaging and fun. So if you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. The link will be in the description, and I hope to see you guys there. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.